gorgeous Libras. I hope you guys are well. It's lovely to be with you. And of course, we're here for your reading for mid-November 2025. Now, Libra, I simply saw someone sitting outside looking at a view. And they were looking back at the past, risks that they took, people that they'd met, jobs that they'd sort of hopped in and out of, money that they'd spent, and they sat there thinking, I am so lucky, because it could have ended disastrously. So Libra, you may be appreciating where you are right now. You may have looked at the past and thought to yourself, yeah, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have hung on to this. I shouldn't have let that go. You may be recognizing, Libra, that you've been pushed onto a very stable path and you're now determined to stay there. No risks, no hopping anywhere else. You're really appreciating the value of this. It's all relative, Libra, right? You could have spent too much money in your youth, and now you're sitting in a lovely home. You might have paid off your mortgage, or you may have, for some of you, managed to get yourself on the housing ladder, irrespective of moving from job to job. You're recognizing the value of something, and you're taking it very seriously. So Libra, I don't know how this is going to unfold. This could literally be a gratitude reading, but we will see. So guys, the deck that I'm using is the Marchetti deck. If you'd like a private reading, my website's down below. The decks are all listed and the link is in the description box to join the channel if you'd like to become a member. So Libra, it may well be that the grass seems greener, the sun seems brighter. You're sitting in a place of peace and calm and stability for those I'm connecting with, and you're recognizing how lucky you are. Okay, guys. You may be feeling nostalgic at this time, right? It could have gone terribly wrong. There are some things that I regret doing, but it all kind of worked out. So what do we have for my lovely Libras? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, masculine or feminine? What do we have for Libra? Thank you, Michael. I'm seeing a butterfly landing on a beautiful shrub. And Libra, you are looking at this butterfly. Gosh, how beautiful is that? You may be appreciating the really little things in life now. Maybe you didn't before. Okay, guys. Gosh, and I'm feeling emotional for someone out there. The Lovers. Gemini energy. The Hierophant. You made a choice, Libra, to either stay in a relationship. You could have taken a lover. It might have been touch and go. And what you're realizing now is you're incredibly lucky to still be in that relationship. Your partner may have accepted an apology for some of you. It may be, Libra, that you simply made a choice to follow a traditional path, not to veer off the path to check out if the grass was greener because you wanted to do something different. You stayed put. This could simply be about your finances, your own stability, okay? In the past, guys, you may have felt disenchanted with life, a bit bored with life. Oh, I hate this routine, not happy here. You may have jumped out of a situation that was very stable because of boredom, because you felt that you wanted to experience more of life, because you wanted a more interesting job, whatever this was. You made the decision, Libra, in the past to let go of something because there may have been a lack of excitement in the situation, or you may have felt whatever you did, you would sort of land on your feet. After that time, you didn't land on your feet. You actually got yourself into a toxic situation. You may have met a lover, but it might have been a nightmare connection. They might have become obsessed with you. Your partner may have found out. It might be that you were hanging on to your relationship by a thread. Or it may well be, Libra, that you didn't value your stability in the past, maybe simply a well-paid job, and you may have found yourself floundering from temporary position to temporary position and looked back and thought, wow, if only I'd hung on to that, I would have had an amazing pension, or I would have been able to save a lot more money. You didn't see in the past, Libra, how important this stability was for you. You jeopardized it. What you're thinking about now is justice. You may be thinking, you know what, I'm so glad that I'm still married. I'm so glad that my partner's forgiven me. It could be, Libra, that you're hanging on to your job. Okay, hanging on to my job as if my life depends on it because it's well paid, it's stable. Okay, occasionally I get a bit bored. Occasionally I wake up and think I don't want to go to work, but I've got a good pension. I enjoy the people I work with. I've got a great boss. I'm lucky to have this. In the immediate future, Libra, High Priestess. You're not saying anything, Libra, but you're leaning on your intuition. This could be a test. This could be somebody tempting you in some way. In your fears, 6 of Coins, yeah. What you're fearing, Libra, is if you jump ship again because you're a bit bored or you don't really feel as if this is ideal for you, perfect for you, you may end up losing money and you may not be able to get yourself back into this stable position ever again. This is what you're fearing. If I give in to this whim, or if I make this move, I could really regret it. For some of you, Libra, if someone is flirting with you and you're in a relationship, what you're thinking about is this could lead to divorce. No, I'm saying absolutely not. I'm faithful to my partner. You're ignoring this person, you're pushing them away. In the environment, Libra, 7 of Cups. In the environment are options. People that you might find attractive. Maybe options pertaining to new jobs. Things that are bright and shiny, whatever these are. Things that could tempt you. What you're telling yourself is, no, I've learned my lesson from the past. I wasted money on things I didn't need, or I didn't value my stability, or I nearly sabotaged my relationship. No, you're not doing that again, Libra. In your hopes, the Hermit, beautiful energy. Guys, you're hoping to simply take a big step back and do some soul searching about your past. What you let go of, what you risked, money that you lost, things you didn't appreciate, I think, Libra, you're hoping to pull yourself back into that energy, because if you do, I think, Libra, very simply, you are hoping to stay put, to stay still, to push away any temptation and just keep moving down this path that is nice and stable. And the outcome, Libra, the Star. If you have the courage to carry on walking down this path, not moving left or right, keeping yourself grounded, looking to your future, this is what's coming, Libra. This is a wish fulfilled. What the divine is saying is, if you have the strength and the courage to keep going, not to be sidetracked, not to do anything risky, they are going to fulfill a wish, a dream. Okay? Clarification for you, Two of Wands. Libra, I think this is you recognizing that you are at life's crossroads somehow. Three of Wands. What you're thinking about is, should I make a change? Should I jump ship? Should I move on to a different path? Should I leave this job? Should I leave this person? Libra, you're going to be tempted. You're going to be tempted, guys. I think this is a test from Source. Has Libra learned their lessons? And guys, absolutely no judgment. We all have lessons to learn, me included, right? We all have lessons to learn. The divine is asking you, Libra, have you really learnt your lesson? Whoever is tempting you, or whatever is tempting you, that energy, Page of Wands, yes. This is an amazing job offer. This is someone you find very attractive. This is something bright and shiny and sparkly, okay? Whatever this is a temptation. But whomever is offering you this temptation actually just wants to win. This is somebody who wants you to pay more money for an item. This is a company who's desperate to fill a role. This is a person, Libra, who simply wants to pull you into a third-party situation because they are unhappy. Underneath the deck, guys, we have Judgment. Wow. Okay. Sagittarian energy. The divine is putting a temptation right in front of you. Right in front of you. But they're warning you, Libra, if you choose to move down this path, open up to this temptation, spend this money, open the door to this person, you could sabotage what you already have. You could sabotage what you already have. The money that you've saved, the money you've worked so hard for, or a relationship that survived maybe some challenges over the last few years. I think this is a test, guys. Yeah. So we have the Lovers and the Hierophant. Now, Libra, you could be connected to a Gemini or a Taurian. You could be in a very stable relationship, but you could be tempted by somebody else. Or, if this has nothing to do with love, the divine is warning you to stay on this traditional path, stay in this job, stay in this environment. It is your choice, of course, but you have finally found a place of peace and calm in a situation. You're lucky. So let's have a look at the Lovers and the Hierophant. What's this energy? Okay, 5 of Wands. I think, Libra, you're going to sit in a place of confusion, mental conflict. Mental conflict. Yeah. Do I walk away from this again, as I did before, thinking maybe the grass was greener, or do I stay put? Tell us more about the situation. The Magician, Virgo, Scorpio, Gemini. Libra, you're very tempted to manifest something new. It could be, guys, that you're a bit bored with your job and you've had a call from a job agent and you're thinking, oh, it's so tempting, it's so tempting. Should I go for an interview? But this is you thinking, you know what? I hopped from job to job in the past. I could sabotage the stable job I'm in. I don't think I should go for it. This could be someone tempting you to have a fling, right? 8 of Wands. There's going to be a conversation about whatever this is. You're going to be receiving information about this temptation. What is actually on offer? What is on offer? The 7 of Coins. But Libra, look at you. It's as if you're saying to the divine, why are you testing me? I've already passed this test. Because this is you looking at past mistakes. I know I jeopardized my stability by moving from job to job, or I know I jeopardized my relationship because I gave into temptation before. Somehow you put your stability at risk, Libra, in the past. You may have just spent money that you didn't really have. You didn't save for your future. You were living in the now. And that's all very well. But when you reach the future and you realize that you've got very little money in the bank, that can be scary. That's frightening, right? You're thinking about this. It's as if you're taking in the information. You know what's on offer, but you are looking at past mistakes. For some of you, you could be looking at savings. Yeah, you're not going to act on it, but you are going to think about it. Okay, you are going to think about it. So in the past, guys, with the 5 of Cups, you were really unhappy in a situation, or you were just intensely bored, or you were fed up of just living on the breadline. You jumped ship, feeling as if the grass was greener. Somehow, Libra. Yeah, the Fool. You took a massive risk in the past. You left a well-paid job. You bought an expensive item. You flirted with somebody even though you were in a relationship. Yeah. Wow. And you found yourself either struggling financially, or you found yourself being left out in the cold in a partnership because your person found out. Your person found out, and there was a difficult message of truth. Page of Swords. Whatever this was, either somebody called you out, Libra, or you told yourself the difficult truth. If only I hadn't have done that, I would still be sitting in a place of stability. You kind of berated yourself, guys, but it could have been part of your soul contract that you had to learn this lesson, right? So do remember that, guys. If you look back at the past and you think, why did I do that? That was stupid. Why did I follow that road? That was ridiculous. I should have seen the red flags. I should have changed direction. Libra, those things happened for you to learn painful lessons. And for many of you, they were very painful. But I think I'm reaching a group of Libras here who have learned those lessons. This is just a test. But anyway, going back to the past, when you receive this difficult message, it could be you, Libra, looking at bank statements. It could be you, Libra, realizing that your partner found out about a flirtation with someone. You realized you were sat in the energy of the devil. It wasn't sexy. It wasn't fun. Wasn't sexy. Wasn't fun. Death card. Okay. There may have been a situation with a Capricorn or a Scorpio, but what I think this is you deciding to put an end to temptation. You transformed your life. You got yourself back on your feet financially, or you managed to patch up a relationship. Yeah. Yeah. Because whatever happened to you in the immediate past, Libra, left a scar, right? It left a scar. You were permanently scarred by what you went through because you gave in to some kind of temptation. It scared the living daylights out of you. Whatever this was, Libra, it left its mark. It left its mark. Yeah. Because you had to sit for a period of time in the Ten of Wands. Oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I can't afford to pay my rent or my mortgage. I haven't got any money left in the bank. Or this new job hasn't worked out. I should never have left my old job. Or, wow, I think I might be heading for divorce. You know? So Libra, you are sat in the energy of justice at the moment. This is you nice and calm. You could have got back on your feet financially, or you could have mended a long-term commitment. What is on your mind? The Empress. Libra, this is your energy. This is Taurian Libra energy. What you're thinking about is, I'm older and wiser. I'm older and wiser. And I'm nice and balanced. What else are you thinking about? The Wheel of Destiny. That there was a fortunate turn of events, Libra, which turned everything back around for you. You were incredibly lucky. You may be looking back at the past thinking, God, it could have been a disaster. I could have lost everything, but I didn't. But I didn't. You may be looking back with gratitude. What else are you thinking about here? Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Bless you. Okay, Libra, what you're thinking about is, I'm hanging on to my money. This is you thinking, I'm not going to overspend because I remember what happened last time. You may be thinking to yourself, I am hanging on to my relationship. Even if you're tempted, Libra, you're going to pull yourself back into the Hermit energy and remember what you had to go through when you took that risk. You're not going to do that again. So guys, in the immediate future, High Priestess, you're being faced with this temptation. It could be a high ticket item, could be something very expensive that you love. that you've been lusting after. This could be, Libra, somebody flirting with you. But what you're going to recognize is this is potentially either somebody who wants to pull you into a third party. They want victory and success because they're sitting in ego. Or this could be a sales assistant who wants you to purchase an item because they're on commission. Whatever this is, it's a temptation. Whoever this is who is offering you this, they're trying to find someone who's going to say yes. They are a bit confused, Libra, as to why you're not showing more interest. You're not saying much here, but you are using your intuition. So Archangel Michael, when do we have the High Priestess and whoever is sat in the Seven of Cups? Thank you, Michael. 4th of December. Okay, early December, guys, just around the corner. Let's have a look at what you're thinking about. What are you thinking about, Libra? Yeah, Temperance. Sorry, I'm laughing. What you're thinking about, Libra, is I should temper my passions. Whether or not that's passion for a person, whether or not that's passion for an item, you know, you are holding back. You're holding back, Libra. Yes, you are holding back with everything you've got. What you're telling yourself is, oh, this would be lovely. Oh, that item is so gorgeous. But you're not giving in to temptation. What are you going to say to this person, Libra? I'm proud of you guys. Yeah, what you're going to say to this person, Libra, is, well, I just don't think that's a good idea. Thank you so much for the offer, or thank you so much for showing me this, but I just don't think it's for me. Yeah, wow, guys. Okay, Ace of Swords. You may be saying to whoever this is, the truth is I'm in a relationship, or the truth is it's too expensive. You're going to be totally honest. You're going to be totally honest, Libra. Wow. Yeah, Page of Cups. You're saying thank you, but no thank you. Goodness me, people. What is this person thinking about when you say no? All right. What this person's thinking about is, okay, yeah, well, it was quite expensive. I'm not surprised. It may well be, Libra, that what this person is thinking about is they just wanted to be indulged and you cottoned on. This wouldn't have led to any type of relationship. It would literally have been a fling. And it would have been mainly, Libra, at your risk. What else are they thinking about here? The Seven of Wands, okay. What they're recognizing, Libra, is you're putting up very strong boundaries. You're being a bit defensive. Because you're either calling this person out by basically insinuating that they shouldn't be tempting you to begin with, or what they're recognizing is there's no point in pressing the point, right? There's no point, as in you're not going to change your mind. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? The Chariot, okay. Libra, they're going to move on quite quickly. They're going to move on. This is someone who's realizing that you're not up for a fling. You don't want to cheat on your partner. So this is somebody who's heading off to meet somebody else. Or Libra, this is someone who's already swiftly heading in the direction of somebody else who they feel might be interested in what they're selling. They're leaving you be. What is the energy between you? Yeah. Interesting, Libra. Yes. I mean, what they're recognizing is you're not having any of it, or you've said no and you mean it. Libra, this is you passing the test. Because what you're remembering is what happened before and the energy you felt when you'd realized what you'd done, you know, jeopardized a marriage or got yourself into a situation so you might have been broke. You're recognizing that, Libra, and I'm almost feeling that you're going to walk away with a sense of pride. I did it. I did it. I did it. I didn't give in to temptation. I could have done, but I didn't. What you're hoping for, Libra, after this period of time is to sit in quiet reflection, okay? And the final card, Libra, is some kind of wish come true. So, Archangel Michael, what is this wish come true for Libra? Wow, Page of Coins. Libra, this is a gift from Source. This could be anything, guys. This could be a huge bonus and pay rise at your work if you were tempted to leave for another job. This could be you, Libra, receiving a beautiful present from your partner. And this is you thinking, oh my gosh, that's so generous of them. They could buy you a car, or they could buy you a nice piece of jewelry. I mean, this is you recognizing what you have and what is coming your way, Libra, because you've hung on to this. This could be wonderful news about a child. And this is you thinking, I wouldn't be sat in this wish come true situation if I'd left my partner. This could be you checking your bank account a few months later and thinking to yourself, wow, if I'd splashed out on that item, I would have had to take money out of savings, but because I've kept money in savings, it's developed a lot of interest. What are you recognizing here? Yeah, the world. That Libra, you've learned this lesson. You've learned this lesson, Libra, because of what happened in the past. Yes. Yes. You've closed out a cycle, Libra, because you remember what you had to go through in the past. Yes, guys. Wow. The Hangman. You're seeing things very differently now. You're hanging on to what you have because what you're realizing is you've got to protect your future. You've got to protect your future, Libra, and that is what you're doing. Yes. This is you moving to calmer waters. This is you having learnt those lessons. You may feel a sense of gratitude. And what's more, Libra, you're going to feel at peace. You're not going to have the desire to be tempted again. Whether or not it's to spend a large amount of money that you know you shouldn't, whether or not this is to cheat on a partner because somebody flirted with you, you're not going to do that anymore, Libra. You're going to appreciate what you have, hang on to what you have, and be grateful for sitting in a place of stability. Yeah, and happiness, Libra, with the sun. And happiness, guys. Tell us more about Libra's future. Do we have any more energy, please, Michael? 8 of coins. Okay, guys, you're going to have to put the work in. This is you working hard in your job. This is you working hard to save money, not spend. This is you putting effort into your relationship, Libra, and it's going to reap dividends. Yes, guys. Wow. Yes. Because you're going to end up, Libra, sitting in the 4 of Wands. This is you very, very happy in your partnership. Okay. A lot of stability. You're going to be feathering your nest. This could be you receiving a pay rise or a bonus and realizing you're working your way up the career ladder. This could be you, Libra, paying off a mortgage, right? This could be you paying off your mortgage and looking back in, say, 10 years' time, thinking, I am so glad I stayed where I was. I'm so glad I put effort into the situation. I didn't falter. I didn't waver. I didn't give in to temptation. Final card, please, for my Libras. Guys, 10 of Pentacles. What you're going to realize is, Libra, looking back, and it may be a few years, you're going to find yourself sitting in the 10 of Pentacles, Libra. Okay? Nice and stable, totally at peace and happy. All right? So guys, a beautiful reading for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know. Take care of you guys. And of course, I'm sending love and light your way. And many blessings, Libra. Bye now.